functional medicine, blood work, GI tests, etc. aren't necessary. When you're first starting with someone, if they can't see what's in your basic blood work and understand that there's a problem, they probably are going just based on classwork that they took instead of really diving into the material and understanding it. This morning I was watching a functional diagnostic nutrition health coach talk about the 3 tests that she had done last year that confirmed her not feeling well. The cheapest test on there was the GI map, and it was $327, plus she added on a zonulin, which was another $58. The other 2 tests, one was $429, and this is the cash price, like if I pay for them and order them for you. And then the other one was $530. So she's already spent over $1,000 just in testing, and now she has to fix it all. The tests for zonulin basically is proving that you have leaky gut, or that the cells in your gut that should be velcroed together have space between them. It's a test that you have to add on to something else, so it is in addition to something else, but I'm going to argue that you don't need it because you can find it in the traditional blood work, and I'll show you where. This is the comprehensive metabolic panel, and these specifically are my results. What we're looking for with leaky gut is to see that this protein number is between 6.9 and 7.4. The albumin number is between 4.0 and 5.0. The globulin number should be between 2.4 and 2.8, and the AG ratio should be between 1.5 and 2.0. If those are out of range, it's an indication of leaky gut. If you have somebody who absolutely insists on running a zonulin, then yes, it's going to be a lot more expensive. One of the other markers she was looking at was literally for inflammation and a reaction to specific foods, which only showed her reactive to 3 foods. But if we're looking for inflammation, we can see that in the triglyceride level, and we can see that if your body starts to produce antibodies against anything. So if they run a proper thyroid panel, TPO and TBG antibodies, you'll see antibodies being produced, and those antibodies indicate that your system is inflamed, as well as if your triglycerides are too high. If you are specifically looking to see if that inflammation is due to something like wheat, go to the iron panel, because a gluten sensitivity or a wheat sensitivity is going to block absorption of iron. Another place you can see inflammation is in your red blood cell count. If the numbers fall out of our optimal range, we know that you're not methylating, and your homocysteine is likely going to be high. If you can get that tested, you'll also see that there's a ton of inflammation in the system, and there are multiple ways to lower homocysteine. It's not just methylated B vitamins, which is what everyone else on this app is going to tell you. In fact, if your inability to methylate doesn't have to do with specific MTHFR double allele mutation, it's likely that taking a methylated B vitamin is just going to make your problem worse. I can also tell that someone's going to have inflammation if their A1C is high, and also if their HSCRP is high. And if someone comes to me and a lot of their basic labs are out of range, there is no way you are talking me into doing a food sensitivity test, because so many things in your body are out of whack that you're going to show up with sensitivities to everything. It's a waste of $500 to test food sensitivities when the whole system is inflamed. Now, if you get someone's blood work back, their basic blood work, and most things are within normal limits, but they're still having difficulty with gas, bloating, indigestion, can't sleep, feel exhausted all the time, would I run a GI map? Sure. Would I add a zonulin on it? Maybe. Would I do something like the NutraEval instead? That's a little bit cheaper, like less than $200, and also look at organic acid processing? Probably. I think it's also important to note that if we're asking a GI doc to order some of these tests, or even the PCP to order something like the NutrEval or the CSAP times 2, which is 2 stool samples on 2 separate days, these tests are covered by a lot of insurance companies looking for specific things. And if we can prove in the basic blood work that there's something going on, we can get their doc to order those and get those approved by their insurance as well, saving our clients a lot of money. There are some doctors who just won't order anything because it didn't come from an MD saying it should be ordered. However, for the ones that are willing to work with you, the ones that are willing to really work for their patient, those docs will order the stuff if you say, don't worry about it, I know how to read the test, I know what to do to advise the patient, and I will let you know and write a summary so that way you can understand and we're all on the same plan. And then I'm even willing to manage the nutrition component to make sure that this client gets where we both need them to be, so that they might be able to lower their blood pressure medication, cholesterol medication, insulin, metformin, whatever it happens to be that you're trying to help them get away from. Sometimes it's just about explaining to the medicine person, the person writing the prescriptions, what you know because you went through extra training, because they didn't get to do that in med school. And if you think about it, I went through a health coaching certification, a few of them. They went to medical school and learned medicine. What they learned in medicine was how to diagnose something and give a medication. They didn't necessarily learn the path to return the person to health, which is what your functional medicine health coaches are doing. It would be like asking your PhD in English to teach trigonometry to engineering students. Does that make sense?